Hello, folks. Now in this video, we are gonna actually continue doing some of the workshop stuff that I was doing before. So I got access to the workshop yesterday, and it's available for like some 72 hours. So I still have some, I think, um, I think 48 hours I have. I think more. So one day is gone. I'm gonna start now, and hopefully I should be able to complete it, by this weekend. So yeah, so let's get started. This is Capillary Aurora Immersion Day, and this is particularly for my company. But the event was also particularly for my company. Anyone in the company could join in. So yeah, so read and accept the before joining the event. So these are like uh, you know um, what do you say, terms and conditions, and using an AWS own account that you'll be able to access during the ownership rights over this AWS during the using use import that contains personal data, financial any other data. Yeah, so basically you don't do anything wrong with it. Not process or running test data that have been approved. Will not copy import also material provided by this. Uh, oh hey. Cool. So let's just you can oh hey. Think I have an active VPN. One moment. Let me join the event now. Yep, it works now. So cool. Let's get started. So last time we were actually doing a lot of these. So we got the prerequisites done. We created and configured an Aurora cluster. We gather so these are prerequisite values. So connect to the database cluster and load data. So let me actually ensure that I have some stuff. Let's just get like this. Let me give AWS event workshop. Okay, cool. So let's get started. So we did create a DB cluster, create a replica, auto scaling policy, and all that, right? And we connected to the DB cluster and all, and we loaded data from S3 and all. We did backup and restore. We auto scaled read replicas. We cloned a database, right? We also did backtracking. I want to actually try out backtracking again, I think. I want to understand what's the difference between backup and restore, and like restoring and backtracking. So let me actually first open up some of this stuff. So the VS Code URL and the password. Oh hey. So I'll just take Visual Studio Dark. Yeah, I might just take this because I like dark. Oops. I don't need this. Let me quit this. Okay. Dark, dark plus, modern, high contrast. Nope. I think. I wonder what's the difference between this. This is dark plus, this is dark. I think I'll just take dark plus. Yeah. So cool. So we are done with all of this stuff. Let's close this up and let me actually verify the lab environment. So I need to basically copy this. Weird, I'm not able to click stuff here. Okay, I think I know why. I think now I should be able to click here. Configure terminal settings. Anyways, I'll just close this up for now. Okay, so Bootstrap is completed here. So let's actually move on. And let me try out the backtrack, yeah. So walk you through the process of backtracking a database cluster. So backtracking rewinds. Is this the same as restore though? You restore from a snapshot. So backup and restore, you restore, snapshot to a specified time. So you click it under restore time, choose a prior. So I wonder how is this different from restore to point in time. You have snapshot, restoring snapshot, okay. What is restoring to point in time? How is this different from, creating a new DB instance from a source DB instance at a specified time? This is a new DB instance. This new DB will have the default, okay. So we are creating a new DB instance here, okay. What about the name of the instance? Yeah, okay. So here we create a new DB instance and then restore to point in time. This one, I guess this is the exact cluster itself, and you go rewind. While it is not a replacement for backing up your database cluster for disaster recovery purposes, how come this is different from this? I mean, how come this is similar to that? Of course, it's not. I mean, how is this similar to that and it can't replace that, right? As in, it says while it is not a replacement, yes, of course it's not a replacement, because backing up, you back up. Backtrack is you're going behind. Backing up is storing the current snapshot or current situation, how it looks like. So backtracking allows you to easily undo mistakes quickly or explore earlier data changes. Okay. So this lab contains the following tasks. Make unintended data changes, backtrack to recover from unintended data changes. Okay. So we'll gather some prerequisite values, cluster endpoints, retrieve networking information. Okay. Okay. Cluster endpoints, I'll get it. So just a moment, let me actually do this. So connectivity, and yep, so we'll get the cluster endpoints. I think this should be there even in the start. In the introduction, Prerequisites, connect. Oh yeah, here it is. Not this. I have to click this. Event dashboard, and here I think I should find the database thing. The subnet group and all. I think I'll need these. Subnet. So security group, subnet group. Okay. And then endpoints. I think the endpoints are not mentioned here. It's okay. I'll get it. Oh, backtrack cluster name, cluster endpoint. Interesting. So I think these also I'll take up. Reader endpoint. This serverless thing. Maybe I'll keep it for later. Serverless v2, serverless v2. Reader endpoint. Backtrack done. Cluster endpoint. Load test, notebook name, reader endpoint, S3 bucket name, secret, superset password. I think these I'll come to later, probably. Admin, VPC ID. Cool. So now let's actually go ahead and do some of these things. So we have 3, 5, 8, 11, 15, 18, 20, 21. Cool, 21 stuff. So yeah. So basically I need to look for Aurora MySQL cluster. So let me actually open the console. Getting credentials. Yeah, I don't want to get this for now. I think how long will this be available? I don't know. So Linux, Windows CMD. Anyways, this is giving me a new token, I guess, every time. ASIWW. Okay, sure. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, I'm just gonna use the console for now. You can access on the cool. So let's see what access do I have. Let me go to Aurora and RDS. In databases, I should see my databases. Dashboard shows 10 instances and all that. Out of 40, I don't know what's the 40 thing. So here we have Aurora MySQL cluster. So cool. So here click this and you should have this. I think this is what is on the top here. Yep, I have it. Cool. So now So DB security group and DB subnet. Yep, I think I have that also. So in the cloud formation link it's there, but it's also there in this. Basically you click this, or you just say this: update stack actions, edit termination protection, view drift, preserve this, change the set, create a stack and all that. Okay, view an application manager. What is this? Systems manager, application manager. Okay, so I'm gonna check this up. So this one here, stack info outputs. Basically you have the 21 outputs that we saw there. So here you should have the DB security group and subnet group. So with that, let me see if I can close this. Yeah, you click this, stacks, drifts, no drifts. Okay, just click and you should be over here. Split panel, bottom. Yeah. Anyways, open panel. Okay, so you just go ahead and choose stuff, I guess. Just click this and we should come. If you say bottom, I think it will show like this. Nice. And help panel. Okay, so I'll just say side. Cool. Okay, so now that we have these, I'm gonna go ahead and do that backtrack. So okay, we are done. We need to actually load data though. Let me connect to the cluster and load data. So cluster endpoint. Okay, maybe I think I'll just set the details over here. I'll just say, let me keep this handy, and for the username and password, was there a username and password? No, it wasn't. I need to figure out what is the username and password over here. One moment. Does it have the username and password already? I wonder. Okay. Okay, cool. So it does have it already. So I can just use it as it is. I think previously, I went ahead and just connected to whatever I think I can't recall. I think I created the cluster and then I was using that cluster. I'm not sure though. Anyway, so for now I'll just go ahead and do this. Cluster endpoint alone I need to give it. In this case I'll give it as, so copy this, and so I need the writer endpoint, so I'm just going to go ahead and give this. So let's make this a bit big. Okay, I can't make this bigger, it's okay. Yeah, so I'm just gonna paste it here and we go in. Okay, now so these are like the okay, so you can use the, you have set the DB clusters database credentials automatically for you. Okay, So actually I got the secret, the username and password from this secrets manager secret. The credentials were saved too. You can view and retrieve the credentials. So okay. So you can do that also, I guess. So basically the secret ARN was basically this. So if you run this, you should be able to access it. Let me come out and just run this. And it says password is this. So this is the same password that they also gave. I was going to set it, but interestingly, they have already done it for us. Okay, so I didn't realize this the last time. I took this up and then I wrote down the username and password and like changed this to username and password, not realizing that they have already set it. I probably didn't read properly. Anyways, so this one is going to go ahead and put it. And then once connected to the database, use the code below to create a stored procedure we'll use in future labs to generate load on the DB cluster. Run the following queries. Okay. So yeah. So that is done. So next, load an initial data set. Okay. Let's drop table if it exists SB test1 and then create SB test1 and then load data from S3. So okay, it's gonna take a few seconds, I think some 20 seconds, 30 seconds, and then we should be done. It should say these many rows. So I think it's probably some 2.5 million or something. Let me see. 3 zeros, 2.5 million, yes. So that's it, and then it should be good. So we created a stored procedure in Aurora MySQL, created a new table using standard SQL syntax. Just a moment. And then create a new table using the standard SQL syntax, and then load data from files located in an Amazon S3 bucket, right? So it should be done by now. Okay, it's not. Let's just wait for a moment. And so backup and restore we have done before. So and point in time recovery also by creating a new, it created a new cluster. So in this case, you're going to backtrack the existing cluster itself. So let's look at that. Retrieve, okay. Connect to the database cluster and load data. I think we'll have to connect to one more cluster this time. So yeah, this one says 2.5 million, yep. And let's just go ahead and connect to the other cluster, databases, backtrack, okay. What is this? Console to code. Start recording, button to capture your actions in the console. Code for the console. And then oh, interesting. AWS has this also now. So you can actually do some actions and then it will generate the CLI commands for it. So and then you can actually just use it to run CLI commands. Anyways, cool. So I'm just gonna go ahead and click this and get these. I think we already have these. Yep. So that in place, just gonna go ahead and load the data in it. Copy this. I'm guessing it's the same thing but different cluster this time. So the endpoint is gonna be backtrack and we want the writer endpoint, so let's put that in. Okay, and then we are in, and then okay, and then load an initial data set. Okay, and then this. So this is going to load the data set up. So it created the table. Now it's going to load the data set into the table. Same 2.5 million, I believe. So now we'll make unintended changes after this, and we'll look at the timestamp, and we'll wait for some time, and then we look at the timestamp, by the way. So let's wait for this to get done. Wow, that's taking a lot of time. Okay. So in the meanwhile, let's. Oh yeah, okay. I was gonna say in the meanwhile, let's look at what they're saying, but it's done. So 2.5 million records. It took 1 minute for some reason this time. Anyways, now. Since you're already connected to the Aurora lab backtrack cluster from the previous lab, let's proceed to drop the SB test1 table. Consider executing the commands below one at a time, waiting a few seconds between each one. That's what I didn't do this before. This will make it easier to determine a good point in time for testing backtrack. In a real world situation, you will not always have a clean marker to determine when the unintended change was made. Thus, you might need to backtrack a few times to find the right point in time. Okay. So okay, so let's just check the current timestamp for now, and we'll wait for some time, right? So let's just wait for 1 minute maybe. This I believe is UTC time. I think I don't have the one that I did before. Let me see. No, I don't think so. Let me see if I have it here. Here there's workshop. Yeah, I don't know where I put it. Anyways, it's fine. For now, I'm just gonna go ahead and check the time again. And yep, we are past 2 minutes now. So I'm just going to go ahead and drop the table. So it's 3:3 and I'm going to drop the table. That's it. Now I'm going to wait for some time. Right. I'll wait for like 1 minute. So we need to check when the table was not there, like as in I think the table was not there, probably like say, so I have 3 times now. Let's say 2025 7 11 08 or 07 4500. No table present. So I think till around 3 the table was present. Maybe after 3, so 316 it was not present, right? So 316 I'll put and say table not present, right? So now so we have 3 times. I can go to 316 to understand was the table present or not, and then 133 table is present, or even something like 2, right? Like 8 to 8 o'clock 2 minutes, 8 2. So now remember or save the time markers displayed by the commands above, okay, and you'll use them as time references to simplify determining the right point in time to backtrack to for demonstration purposes. So now run the following command to replace the dropped table using the sysbench command, replacing the cluster endpoint. Okay, let's copy this first, and then we need to put the cluster endpoint also in it. This is for backtracking, by the way. Backtracking. So yep, cluster endpoint is this. Let me check the time before doing this. So the time is 8:06. Okay, till 8:06 it's present, right? Table not present, sorry. Table not present. And then looks like I made a mistake over here. I think this should not be run inside MySQL, sorry. I think this should be run outside. My bad, sorry. Yep. So number of concurrent threads, MySQL host, the cluster endpoint of the Aurora DB cluster, username, and then password, and then port, and then the tables, one table to create, and then the schema, and then the table size, number of rows to generate in the table. I think we are creating some 1 million of them, so it's done. Okay, so now so this is at 8:06, right? So 8:06, and then now what is the time? Date. I think the time is 8:7:56 now, right? So now I'm just gonna say table present at this point, right? So in between table was not present. So let's go to a time when the table was not present. So currently the table is present, right? If you say show databases, you'll actually see one of the databases, and I think it's connected to my lab as of now. So show tables, select star from SB test 1, limit 5, right? So these are random data. Select count star from SB test 1. There are 1 million rows, as you can see here, 6 zeros. So now, reconnect to the DB cluster and run the checksum. The checksum value should be different than the source cluster value created in it. Okay, so we didn't check the checksum though in these cases, but it's fine. Maybe this time we'll check. We didn't check how the data also looks like. It's okay. Checksum 931, right? So now we'll say AWS RDS backtrack DB cluster, identifier is backtrack cluster, to a time slightly after the second time marker, right after dropping the table. So we can actually go now. There is one more. Now there is a time where the table was not present, right? So this is where after dropping the table. So maybe 8.3.16 maybe, or 8.4 second time marker, basically first time marker, second time marker, so this one. Let's copy this. It is RDS backtrack. Okay, so RDS and then backtrack DB cluster is the operation name, and let's just use as 4 maybe, right? So hour, minutes, seconds, okay. I think I can say this, and in between I can put a T. So year, month, and day, and cool. Let's look at this now. Okay, so it's saying pending. Let's look at the status. It says backtracking. Let's see how the thing looks like. Backtrack cluster. This is 931 only even now. Backtracking. Once it is done, it says available. We should actually go see show tables, and then it's backtracking. Let's just wait for a moment. I think this should be done in some time. So here table not present, SB test 1 table present, SB test 1 table not present, SB test 1 table not present, new SB test 1 table present. Interesting how this is still backtracking. I'm gonna wait for some time. Hopefully this gets over soon. Yeah, it's available now. Cool. So now let's connect to the cluster and the backtrack cluster and actually run just a moment. We can run this command, show tables and all, and the checksum also. Yeah, we can run show tables, show databases. Just a moment. So you can say show tables. You can also say select start from SB test 1 limit 5. Cool. Let's do this. So this one checksum, it says none because the table itself does not exist, because we actually backtracked to, if you go back, so actually get a screenshot of this. Okay, so if you actually backtrack, you'll notice that when we did a backtrack DB cluster, they said 8.3.16. 8.3.16 is the time when table was not present. Here the table was present. I think once you backtrack, I don't think you can go forward. So from 8.3.16 we can't go to 8.6 seconds. So but now I think we can go to actually 8.1.33. So now backtrack simply to a time slightly before the first time marker, right before dropping the table. Right, so this is there, and then I'll say so 133, right? 133. So let me make that easy. Okay, and then I put T in between. So here the thing should be present actually. Checksum is null, right? We should start tracking the status. So let's do that. Backtracking. This is going to take some time, I think. It's taking a while. Wow, that's taking a lot of time actually. Let's see. I could just run watch, I guess, but then I just want to get it. Okay, I'll just run watch. Oh, there's no watch. I typed the command wrong. Cool. So every 2 seconds this is gonna run. So it's gonna be watching this command and running this command and watching the output and showing the output. So let's just keep watching. we'll know if it gets updated over here. So it is getting updated, the time is getting updated, and hence the command is being run multiple times. Yeah, now it's available. So now what we can do is actually we can go back. So we went before the dropping table, no? Table not present. So before so 133 the table was present. So went to 133. Right. And then before that we can go to say 745 or something. So let's see how the table is present. MySQL. Show tables. Table is there. This is not the old data. Weird. Oh, I don't know what is the old data, but let me run checksum though. Previously the checksum was this, I think. After adding all the data, here it's actually 2 3. Okay, great. So the checksum has changed. Here the checksum is 931 null, and then 2 3 this. Right, we can actually go back to a later time also and backtrack and be like we can go to some time like 745 something, right? And or even 750 maybe, I don't know. I think 745 is good. I'll just backtrack to that time and let's see how that goes. Let's watch the status. So this is as of now backtracking. I think once we're done with this, yeah, like they say 2 3 2 1 and all that. So next is database insights. I'll probably take a small break and then go ahead and do that. We have like security stuff, authentication, authorization also, I think, and then global databases, monitoring global databases, and then write forwarding, where readers forward writes to writers, machine learning, Amazon Aurora serverless, upgrading, major version, minor version, and then Amazon Aurora 0 ATL integration. Cool. So we still have database insights, fault tolerance, finding SQL performance issues, Graviton, so this is still backtracking. Let's see. Okay, it's available now. Just a moment. Cool. So now let's go ahead and see if the table is available. So table does not exist. Checksum is going to be null because the table does not exist. You can do checksum for, let's see if I can actually do a checksum. Checksum database MyLab. Can I do? You have an error in MySQL syntax. Check the manual that corresponds to MySQL server. Syntax used near database MyLab. Check some table is also wrong. Oops, not tail. Table. SB test 1. Yep. Okay. You can find the checksum of tables, I guess, but not databases. Cool. Anyways, the table again does not exist. So yep, that is it. I'm gonna stop here and then do more in the next videos. That's all I had for this video. I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.